This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my review of the first season of The Last of Us. And obviously, I've been playing the game, and I have some footage for it, but I really did enjoy the show, and it made me really want to play the game. One thing I want to say for the game is there will be a pause taken in it once Jedi Survivor drops, so I'm trying to play as much of it as I possibly can before Survivor's released because once Survivor comes out, I'm going to be playing through that entire game. But going to the show, honestly, it was a really fun show. From what I've seen so far in the game, I'm basically at where they would be in the beginning of episode 4 in the game. It was really interesting, and it's a really good adaptation. Honestly, everything isn't exactly the same, but it still is done pretty well. The first episode is really intense and really well done, having both the flashback, or really flashback, it's the beginning of the outbreak, and finally moving to present day. And everything but that was pretty interesting. Going into present day, it was nice to see this journey begin, and just going into episode 2, everything was really cool as they were going around Boston and eventually had Tess sacrifice herself with her being infected and not wanting to go out that way. It was pretty interesting to see, and since I had not played the game before, although I did know how it ultimately ended because I have heard about the game's ending before, it was still really cool to go through the journey as you go through the different adventures, and it was just really interesting to see. I really do wonder what's going on to with the next season, if it's supposed to adapt the second game or if it's going to, like, think I heard it might be a transition between the two games and have an original story, but I'm not too sure. But going through the rest of season 1, it was really interesting to see them going all across the country and getting closer and closer to the hospital. Each of the episodes were interesting, and although most of the deaths were pretty predictable, like the one of the brothers, it was still pretty interesting to see. It was also cool to get the scene where we learn about just them all being together and meeting up with the brother. It was a nice little episode to wind down before everything got crazy again. And the flashback episode was fun. It wasn't the best one ever, but it was still good enough. And then the one which was really crazy with the guy who had like the cult around him. That was a pretty intense one, and I really did enjoy that. And going to the finale, the finale was a really crazy episode. I think they did a great job with it, and I really did enjoy watching the finale, even though I did know where it went to. I did know the ending, as I said before, but it still played out really well, and I'm really excited to get to that point in the game, as long as, of course, it's before Survivor, because I'm way more excited for Survivor. But yeah, honestly, I really did enjoy the show. I think they did a great job with it. And from what I've seen so far in the game, it's a really faithful adaptation with a few things changed around. But I do want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments. And I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.